Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part 3 of the hospital scene build. Now, in the last episode, we built this door, right? I distributed these doors to most of the floor where this particular door model needs to go. It also needs to go into these and into that. And this one back here, it needs it. And what we're going to do this episode, at least the start of it, is I want to actually go through and place some primitive props around the floor so that I know where certain things need to go and where certain things do not need to go. And so it's going to be really simple, cubes mainly. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now we're going to continue work on the doors, and the first door we're going to work on is going to be this front door because it's going to be the door that requires the most detail, I think. Let me just pop up my reference image so I can kind of look at it. Yeah, it's going to require a little bit more than what we currently have. It's got windows on top, so it's a double door. And then it's got some windows up here, which I'm thinking I may just do those, just have them sit on the wall. But we will see. All right, so we're going to focus on this. And the way I'm going to do this is pretty much the same way as the other door. I'm going to go into face select. I'm just going to make door frame right now. Duplicate, P to break it out once I hit the right mouse button. And then we'll try and select it. And we're going to put origin to geometry. Pull it out just a little bit. Let's see if my gizmo, no, my gizmo wants to stay with the, it wants to stay with my 3D cursor. There, did that fix my issue? No, it did not. But I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just do it the way I've been doing it. I don't need the gizmo. Who needs the gizmo? Okay, so let's go ahead and solidify this thing. Solidify, even thickness. We'll set this to 0. And we'll just, I guess, look at it from the proper angle. And let me go back to my reference to see how thick of a door frame this is. It's not too terribly thick, and actually, it looks like the door frame itself, there's just 2 beams that go up to the top, but we're not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it this way. And I think that's fine for thickness. Yeah, it was fine for that. Go to top view, go like that, go into wireframe, we're going to select, go into edge selection, select these, and we're just going to pull them out. And then we'll go like that, and we'll move it into position. And we'll see what that looks like, and yeah, I think that'll do. So we are going to focus just on this. I'm going to go ahead and bevel. So I'm going to shift alt and click all of these. And then we'll do just a slight bevel. 3. Something like that, I guess. That's fine. Since we're not going to see the back faces, we will get rid of those back faces. What happened there? Let's merge by distance, location scale. We want, let's get rid of those. We're not going to see those. Now let's see if we can just select this without selecting. Yeah, okay. 3 faces. And we will come in here and we will bevel these just a wee bit. Just like that. Shade smooth. I got some junk going on, so let's go ahead and I'm going to try and fix it by just marking these. Well, let's actually finish beveling before we go changing some stuff. So that might be all we need. Yeah. I got this junk right here. We could probably go into here, go into normals, weighted normals. That fixed that right up. I'll go ahead and apply that. All right. Now the doors themselves. Let me go back to my little cheat sheet. So they're going to be double doors. We are going to have to make some hinges, which I may make hinges for the other doors and just put those on. All right, so how do I want to do this? I'm going to do 2 separate doors and just kind of put them together. And then that way, when we bevel them, you can see 2 distinct doors there. And that's the way I'll do all of the double doors. More geometry, I could probably do that in texture, but why not? Why not do it in geometry? So I'm going to bring in a plane, rotate. I'm going to rotate on the X, 90 degrees, and I'm going to go into this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap this. So GX to here, and snap it to there. I'm going to enter edit mode, and I'm just going to move these down to there. And the halfway mark, ooh, I don't know. Where would our halfway mark be? We'll try going to right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it to snap to grid. G, Y, nope, that's going to be X. And we'll see if that adds up. Let's see. You know what? I have an idea. An idea that's probably going to make this easier on me. And let's just move this over until it is even with that. I'm going to move this over. Now it's going to be thrown off when it comes to the wall and everything, but I'm not going to worry about that. We got 1, 2, 3 and a half plus 2, so I should only have to bring this over 2 more of the little squares. It should be something like that. Yeah, okay. And we're going to select this, go into, yeah, well, I guess we don't need wireframe at the moment. And we will extrude it on the y-axis, and we're going to make this 1.5 inches. I think, these are the front doors, so let's make them 2 inches. Why not? They're going to be big, heavier doors. So, all right, let's go ahead and merge everything. We'll go back. We will make sure all our scale and rotation is applied. I'll probably do that more than is necessary. We'll set origin to geometry, 3D cursor to that. And what I want to do is we're going to start beveling. We can get rid of this back face. And we could probably get rid of this side face right here. But I'm going to wait to do that until after I bevel this edge. So let's go ahead and let's bevel the corner pieces first. Just a little bevel to make them not so sharp. And we'll do just like, I'm gonna hold shift and that'll work. That's fine. And we'll bevel this, hold shift. And we got some junk going on, it looks like, yeah. Okay, so we need to figure out what exactly has happened here, why we were getting that kind of junk. You know what, I think that bevel's fine. Yeah, no, that's what we need to do. And so now what I'll do is I'll come through and I will delete. Actually, I know we're not going to see them, but I'm going to keep those. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Now we're going to go right here, and we're going to set origin geometry, cursor to selected. We're going to take this, we're going to try and mirror it. And so it's going to generate mirror, and that's going to be on the X, right? I have to go set origin to 3D cursor. There we go. Okay, and the issue is that it's not, we kind of don't want them exact. So can we move that around? Maybe an array might actually serve the purpose better. Let's try that. Let's generate an array. Yeah, there we go. Because I wanted this little seam in geometry, but the issue with that now, well, let's see if oh, that's right. If I add an array, then it's going to add everything to that. So the one problem that I have noticed and that I didn't think of is that we need windows and we need a sort of design on the bottom of this. And because we beveled it, for some reason, it just does not want to work out. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and redo this, back up a little bit so that I can go ahead and get those loop cuts put in there. So I will be right back. Okay, so I have everything fixed. I'm able to put the loop cuts in there. And now we just need to size the windows to be what they need to be. So to do that, I'm just going to look at the reference image real quick. And it looks like I probably have to scale this in the Z a little bit. Maybe actually move them down in the Z. This top part's pretty thick. And I'm thinking that's probably where we want to go with that. Continuing on with the reference image. We're going to add another one of these. We're going to scale in the Z. And this is going to be about like that. And move this up. And let's see here. I'm thinking that probably is going to be fine. And so this will be the window, and this is our little design type deal. And so this particular design, we're going to need to add an extra loop cut there, an extra loop cut on the bottom, a loop cut right there, kind of try and make them even, and a loop cut right there. Maybe move that over just a tad, probably like that. All right, so we have that set up. So now we have that all done. Let's see if we can go around and bevel these. Okay, so we're going to need to do the edges first. And I will just skip through this really quick. Okay, so we have all of that beveled. Now let's try and add our array modifier. And look at that. That is exactly what we want. Now, for the window, what I will do is I was thinking of just deleting this face and then selecting that, duplicating it, breaking it out. However, now I have to get rid of the array. Oh, don't want to do that. I want to get rid of the array just now. Did I not? All right, let's see here. What is going on? Did I not break that out? Let's try that again. I want to make sure I didn't. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought I did. So duplicate it, break out by selection, and go here, select this, remove the array, and then we can turn the gizmo back on because I fixed it. I had it set to 3D cursor for the transform pivot point. Okay, so now we want to make a window frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to extrude this after we apply transformations and rotation and scale and all that good stuff. We're going to take that and extrude it on the Y. And I'm thinking this will be as thick as a door. We made a door 2 inches. But yeah, we'll just make this 2 inches. And then that way, we can always have it stick out a little bit further. It's not a big deal. So we'll go to this. Once again, we're going to, what am I doing? Select it, merge by distance, and rotation and scale. We're going to add a solidify modifier. Look at it from this angle. An even thickness. Set this to 0. And just eyeball it. Yeah, something like that. Perhaps. We'll go back to my reference image, see what they have. They don't even actually, it doesn't even have a window frame in the reference image, so this is just extra added detail. And this will sit in just like that. It'll poke out a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so what we can do is we can go here and we can apply this, come back and delete these faces. We're not going to need them. And then we can start beveling. So we'll bevel this, we'll bevel that. Let's make sure we're selecting everything though. And so you know what, that might actually be why we had such an issue. Let's try just selecting these inside corners. Let's see what that does for us. Yeah, no, we want to select it all the way around, which is fine. We can definitely do that. Go ahead and bevel it. Now we'll make it like that. And then we'll take this edge, and we'll bevel them. I kind of want them a little bit rounder. Shade smooth. Yeah, that looks okay. And then when we go back to our reference image, there's actually blinds that go over this. And so, what I would like to do, let's set the origin to geometry on that and then 3D cursor to selected. And then we will try a mirror on this. So generate mirror. And we need to set the origin to 3D cursor. Sorry, we're having the same issue we were having with the other one. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that. We can always just copy and paste. We'll go ahead and delete the mirror. All right, so I want an actual window on this. And so I'm going to set the origin to the geometry, and I'm going to bring in, no, what I'm going to do first is bring it, how do I want this window to actually look? Do I just want it to be a couple bars going down? Do I want it to be a couple more bars going down? Let's see. How do I want this? Let's take this face, duplicate it, need to break it out. We'll go and try and select it. Oh, I had it. And we will scale it on the X. About like that, maybe a little more. Maybe something like that. And then we'll move it over to here. Yeah, maybe there. Yeah. And what we'll do is we'll have two bars and two frame things going like that, and then two going like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude this on the Z until we hit the top. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to set. Okay, so the origins are right there. So let's try a mirror. And that works. That works just fine. And so what we will do there is we will actually apply this mirror after we bevel everything and delete the faces. Why not? Let's make things a little easier on us, shall we? So let's take that face, take that face, take that face, delete those, and then we'll add a slight bevel to this edge and to this edge. Not a slight bevel, we want them to be kind of rounded. Maybe we'll make them something like that. And it should already be shaded smooth, so we're good there. So let's go back into that and just focus on these. All right, and if I duplicate that, will it also apply the mirror? So let's do that. Rotate X, Y 90. And we end up something like that. We'll probably scale these ones in so that these ones kind of go. Actually, no, we'll scale those ones out. How do I want to do this? Well, first things first, let's scale these on the X. So they sit like that. Oh, and I'm thinking, like the X. Maybe I do. Yeah, I think that's fine. The blinds are going to be over it anyway, so you're not going to really see them. We're just having this for added effect, I suppose. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the mirrors and exit out of that. And I think as far as this goes, we are good to start joining things together. Let's make sure we have everything applied. Yeah, and I think that looks fine. We're going to go ahead and set the cursor to selected, make sure our origin is at geometry, and so that we can texture some mirror, or not mirror, but some window in here. We're just going to add a plane, rotate, would that be the X 90, and look at it. We'll select these, focus on them, we'll look at it from right here, and we're just, we don't want to do that. We're just going to scale these. It's about right there. We'll go up here, we'll select that edge, and we'll move it up. And we will select this edge, and we will move it down. And we have that. Now, I think I'm going to leave them separate for the time being. I think that'll just be the way to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move this into position. And we'll move it to about, I don't know, maybe right there. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now we need to do the blinds, and to do the blinds. Let's see. I think what I will do is I will take this face right here and I will duplicate it and I'll break it out and I will try and grab it. There we go, and I'll move it up. Oh, wait a second. What did I do there? Oh, okay. So I didn't actually grab it. Can I still grab it? Oh, come on now. Let's go back. Make sure. All right. Let's try that again. We want that face. We want to duplicate it. We want to break it out. We want to move it on the Z. Break it out by selection. That'll make it a little bit easier. And one thing I did forget to do, let's go ahead and let's merge everything by distance. Let's apply scale. If I can press the right hotkey for that. We're going to want to do that with the window pane as well. And then we're going to want to take this and we'll bring it out. We'll set the origin to geometry. And this is going to be kind of like the little box thing that sits on top of the window. It goes like that. And so if we just focus on the window itself and look at it like that, and we'll go ahead and select this. All right, so we don't want to do that. I want to see, yeah, for some reason it's there. Now we have just the window. Let's see, how thick do we want it? Let's look at my reference image. We don't need it that thick, I suppose. We will extrude this down along the Z until it just until it touches the top like that. And that gives us a good little thing to work with. Take that, we'll delete that face. Keep the other faces. We're going to need those since they will probably be seen. I'm going to go ahead and start beveling. So Shift Alt and click that. Shift Alt and click that. Yeah, Shift and click that, I suppose. Give those a little bit of a bevel. Shift Alt and click, Shift Alt and click, and we'll give those a little bit of a bevel. And we will, it's already got the shade smooth on it, so that's good. And what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to use this face right here since it is slightly smaller. Duplicate that, bring it down on the X, break it out. And what we're going to want to do is add some thickness to this. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, because it's going to be a blind. And so let's, now I want to actually, I want to kind of round these corners out. So let's, I'm trying to decide if it'd be, I need to not press the wrong button. I'm trying to decide. Oh, they already, oh, they stole that bevel, didn't they? Okay. Well, we didn't really want that bevel on there, so let's, go back. We're going to go ahead and delete that. And we'll steal just this edge right here. That way we don't get that bevel. We'll break it out. We will extrude it along the Y to give it some thickness. So let's select it and extrude Y. Well, I guess we have to actually go into edit mode, extrude Y, and we'll snap it to this for right now and then bring it back just a tad. And then we will merge everything. And that will allow us to go in here, go to vertex selection and select these corner vertices. And we're going to bevel and we're going to hit V. And we should be able to make them kind of round with just 3. Probably something like that. And then we will go and we'll add a solidify after. Of course, we merge all vertices and apply rotation and scale. We'll go generate, solidify, that's way too much. So let's drop it. We just want a little bit of thickness. Just a little bit like that. And then, actually, I think that's even a little bit. So let's try 0 0.004. Yeah, something like that. Maybe 0 0.003, 0 0.002. We'll do that. And we will apply. I think that's a good width for that. So we'll apply that. We're going to go and we're going to click these. And we're going to we just want these edges right here, and we're going to apply just the tiniest bevel. Oh, well, maybe we could just clamp them and give them sort of a smoother edge. Let's maybe try not so many segments. Just roll our mouse wheel all the way down and do something just like that. So we'll make sure everything is shaded smooth. We'll apply our weighted normals just to kind of weight them out. Yeah, that looks pretty good. But one thing I want to do is blinds aren't usually flat like that. So let's set our origin to geometry and let's see if we can't deform them a little bit. Not with a wave. I don't think that's what we're going to want. Maybe a warp. Maybe not. Maybe just a simple. Let's corner angle threshold. No, that's not really giving me what I want. Yeah, let's go and try. Maybe we can do like a simple deform. And then like a bend, maybe? No. Taper? No. I have an idea. We're going to see if maybe I can get this to work. We're going to focus on this. We're going to look at it from the side. We're going to go into wireframe. We're going to see if I can add an edge loop down the center. I actually cannot. But we're going to see if perhaps I can just select these ends right here and kind of bring them down. Let's select both sides. See if we can't kind of bring them down to create that sort of slight tapered look without like overly destroying the geometry. It looks like I need to actually select all of them. So let's go back into wireframe and select this entire thing. No, that's not going to work. Maybe these. No, that won't work either. So what if we Okay, well, we can keep the blinds like that. I don't think it's a huge issue. It is kind of bothersome because maybe if we do that, and then we just kind of like rotate this last edge upon the rotate. Let's see, let's get a grip on ourselves real quick. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get it. You know what? Just move them down slightly like that. That provides a little bit of the effect I'm going for. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And so we will go back to these. Yeah, we're gonna need the window because we want to apply an array to this. So we can get rid of the warp. Let's go ahead and generate an array. And we want it to be on the z-axis. And we're just going to -z. Let's apply quite a few. I want them kind of spaced, but then I also need to rotate them because these are going to be closed a little bit. So I'm going to go like that, look at it from the side, and then let's see, that would be the X, so rotate X. And we want them to be kind of like that. I got to go fix the array because that's going to be all messed up. Let's go like that. Let's bring these back up. Decrease the amount. Bring back up some more. I'm kind of looking for something like maybe negative 1.1. Yeah, something like that. So we'll go ahead and increase the amount. And these are going to cover the entire window. Whoa, what happened there? Okay, well, I messed something up. Looks like I undid the rotation. And I think that will be fine. I think that'll work. We do need to add some strings because, blinds have strings to open and to close them. We're going to need to extend this because, they also have strings coming off from this to open and to close them. So I think what we will do is we will apply rotation and scale and then the modifier, and we'll look at it, see how it looks. And I think that looks fine. We can move this up a little bit. And it just barely passes the bottom. So this episode has gone on long enough, so I'm going to end it here. All right. When we return, we will continue building this up. We'll duplicate it, put it on the other side here, and then we will finish the details of this door, and we'll push the door in, and this door will be done. The door part will be done. We'll have to do the windows up above, obviously. I got to think about how I want to do that. If I want to cut them out and do actual windows, or if I would like to just, make the window and then press it into there. I don't know. So we will see. Yeah, so that's what we have planned for the next episode. Hopefully we can get this done fairly shortly in the next episode, and I can continue on, building a scene up and doing all of that. What I may do off camera is, as I said in the beginning of the episode, this particular style of door needs to go and be duplicated across these door openings. And this one right here, I believe this one, I'll have to go look at the reference image. But I'm going to do that off camera since it's, monotonous stuff and, it's not something that's exciting. So anyway, that's it for this episode, and I will see you in the next one.